weather is very, very nice. So I bought this for my grandpa, and was supposed to bring it to him yesterday, but it's getting rather weak now. 97 years old, and most of his walking sticks are like the usual walking sticks with one pointy end, but I reckon this will be safer for him. So it's 2 p.m. now, but the weather is just wonderful. The sun is nowhere, and I thought it's been quite some time since I dropped the top. Ouch. Actually, I seldom get to see the roof in action. Maybe this will do. Wonderful day for drop top driving. Okay, gonna mount you guys up. So with the little Fiat in front, I can actually reverse park into this spot. Yep. I should have just bought the thing. No, I bought it on Lazada. I should have just bought it and sent it straight to my family home. Lovely weather. So yeah, I was supposed to sell this car, but I'm balancing between these two things, right? Because initially I was attempting to keep my monthly payments for that two cars to be the same as my previous three cars combined. And then when it comes to letting this car go, on that day I was supposed to let go of this, and that was also the reason why I got a little Fiat, because I thought I'm gonna end up with a 4-liter car and a 6-liter car, one V8 and one V12, and I thought, damn, I need probably a tiny car for my runabouts. Then yeah, it's nice when the sun is not hot. Then I figured, alright, I need to let go of this car because, you know, try to keep it at that level. Then can you hear the birds? So nice. Hear the birds. Then when it comes to handing this car over, that very night I was thinking hard. It's like, can I squeeze myself? You know, because this car I only have about like another year of installment left, and I'm done. And I've fully paid off this car, just another year. What's wrong with the traffic lights? So it's just another year to pay this off, so I wonder if I just hold myself and just get it over and done with, then perhaps I will have a Cabriolet that I can keep for long, because this is a 6 Series, and as we all know, BMW has cancelled the 6 Series. It no longer exists, unfortunately. They turned it to the 8 Series, which is crazy expensive. And this car is still wonderful. It's so reliable, low maintenance, it's extremely comfortable, and it's a 4-seater drop top. I can't think of another 4-seater drop top that I can buy, of course used, that is reasonable in a way. Because I was thinking of this, okay, I love the S-Class Cabrio, but come on, it starts at a 4-liter engine, it's gonna be another behemoth, and it's crazy expensive. Even a 2015 car would still cost somewhere 600,000 ringgit, which is ridiculous, and it doesn't drive as sharp as this, even though it's a lot more luxurious. Then you have crazy stuffs like, of course, Continental GT Cabrio, which is extremely rare, but that's not to my... it won't be as fuss free as this, you know. This one you just hop in and drive, you know. That is like a super luxurious car, which is a bit of an overkill. And then you have the Maserati Grand Cabrio, which is also very rare. Crap interiors, extremely wonderful sound, but again it's a 4.7-liter engine. That means it's gonna be crazy expensive to run, to maintain, which I think having one V8 and one V12 is enough, you know. So a 3-liter would be the perfect engine size when it comes to performance and reliability, maintenance, fuel consumption and all that, and a reasonable road tax, right? Of course there's the 4 Series, the 2-liter turbo 4 Series, you have that, but that car is not as regal as this. It's not as beautiful as this. It's not as luxurious as this. And of course, those cars are still hovering somewhere 180 to 200,000. So that's a no-no as well. 911 Cabrio, come on, it's not a 4-seater, it's only a 2-seater, right? And my son is 9 years old now, he's rather tall. And then you have the MX-5, which is a 2-seater again, even though it drives really well. So, having considered all that, there's no real replacement. Yes, there's the E-Class Cabrio. This little van in front is not keeping to his lane, so I cannot overtake him. And then he's slow, spewing his diesel, and me ruining my drop-top day. See the engine, the sound of that engine is a six-cylinder, you know, so nice. Then I saw an Alfa Brera Spider, which I really love, but it only has a 2.2 liter engine, NA, beautiful car, but front wheel drive and all that. So at the end I was like, yeah man, there are no 4-seater luxury practical cabriolets that are as nice as this, as what I have currently. Yes, there's the E-Class Cabrio, but those come with crap engines, right? Either it's a 1.8 CGI or the newer ones which cost like what, 300,000 or 400,000 with a 2-liter turbo engine, and doesn't even come with a footrest for the new one. Of course the old one has a footrest, but the old one comes with a crap shit engine. You know, it's either 1.8 turbo or 3.5 NA. So having considered all that, I decided to, let's see if I'm able to keep this car. I mean, if I'm able to afford paying for it, you know, every month about 2,500 ringgit, and get it over and done with, the final year of repayment, pay this off, and then I will have a drop top that I don't need to think of any other anymore, because drop tops are drop tops. They don't need to go fast, they only need to be very comfortable. I can ferry my kids at the back, I can technically ferry 2 adults at the back if I want to, and then it looks beautiful. It's again that word, regal. It looks regal, and it doesn't have like a 4-liter, 5-liter engine that costs a lot to run. It's just a 3-liter engine, per year road tax 2,000 ringgit, reasonable, and it has 320 horsepower. Of course, Mike Yap from DNA Tuning has tuned this car, which by right it should be making 400. But I got used to it so quick that I forgot how it was like. So yeah man, I think I'm not letting go of this car. If I can still afford, if I can afford it, I wouldn't let go of this car. And I hope I can work hard enough in the next 1 year to try and recover from this COVID-19 mess, and continue to work hard, continue to do what I want. And now I have, in my opinion, my own perfect car lined up. Actually, I keep asking myself, what would be the Mercedes that I would buy if I were to buy my first Mercedes-Benz? Alright, there are a lot of Mercedes-Benzes that are wonderful, but every one of them just have something that doesn't fit my needs currently. It may fit my need a few years ago, you know, but I wasn't in the position to buy it back then. So I kept thinking to myself, what would be the Mercedes that I would still want, you know? I no longer wanted an S-Class Coupe or S-Class Cabrio after I got my Aston Martin. So that has changed, that has sort of shifted, and it's no longer a Cabrio as well, like what I mentioned just now, in terms of the drive, in terms of the price, what you pay and what you get, you know. Maybe if I want, I don't know, not want, I aim, maybe a G-Wagon. That would be the Mercedes-Benz that I would sort of go for if I were to be, of course not now, definitely not now. Alright, Hand this over to my grandpa and I'm done. Cheers. Hope he likes it. We got some pastries. Damn. Could have taken this out later on. Of course, I wish the build quality of this car is up to the level of it's up to the level of build of newer BMWs, where they sort of match up to Audis. But cannot argue, this is from the F series generation, where they improve a lot, but it's not up to the standards of Audis in terms of interior build. Alright, but material wise, it's alright. It's just the level of fit and finish. When this car came out, that era was when Audi brought it up. Audi really brought it up one notch, and so in the new G series BMWs, you see their interior build, right? It's right up there with Audi's. This one still have a lot of, I mean, for 3 Series owners, you all would know, right? Your sticky plastic. Which luckily the 6 Series doesn't use the same material. If not, I would have a lot of sticky door handles as well. And so you see, it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon, but because the sky was rather alright today, and the sun is nowhere to be seen. It's not even hot. It's like 31 degrees. 31 in the afternoon, middle of the afternoon, 31 degrees. So it's perfectly alright. For me to drop the top. So the place where I grow up is called Happy Garden. Yes, I kid you not. It's called Happy Garden. And for those of you who stay in KL, you know Kuchai. If you did not know, Kuchai used to be just one road. It's the name of a road. And the whole Kuchai area used to be a lake. One of the biggest lakes in KL. When I was a kid, I witnessed how they fill up the lake, you know. That was pretty sad. Alright. Can you guys see all the scenery behind? I mean, it's so nice. So yeah, if I can, I mean, I will try my very, very best to make sure I get to keep this car. I can't think of course, no lah. I was about to say an M6 Cabriolet. And I don't like hard tops. I prefer soft tops. Soft tops have that Cabriolet look, you know. And I myself, I call hard tops convertibles anyway. I call them convertibles. I call soft top cabriolets. And I prefer cars with the look of cabriolets. See, I can drive this like wearing a t-shirt and just do whatever I like. But if it is a Bentley Continental GT Cabriolet, it's a totally different thing already, you know. So yeah, and trust me, BMW, the F series BMWs, they are very low maintenance, rather low to be honest. Parts are not expensive, part sharing are so abundant, you know. All of them use the 8-speed gearbox, they sort of use the same thing, so no issues. Yeah. Of course, this is not the kind of time you should be dropping your top, right? Let's put it this way: how many people open their windows, right? And a lot of people will say, "Oh, it's so hot. Why do you want to drop the top?" But same thing. If it is so hot, you wouldn't even open your windows, right? So whenever you feel like opening your window, it's also the kind of weather that you may want to open the top. So that's roughly how it is. I'm gonna close it now. It's getting a little bit warm. Yeah. So I belanja people show. They can see how it closes. There we go. Done. And the roof is now closed. Right? The smell is outside. But just now as I came out, even now the sun is not like super hot or something. It's not. So sometimes drop it, enjoy it for a bit, you know, feel the wind, listen to the birds, and then when there's a truck in front of you, it smells or it's getting hot, then you just close it. That's how it is. More people should buy cabriolets, really. They are just wonderful. And another thing that you may not know, they hold their value really, really well. Yep. Like a 2-door 6 Series now, I see people selling 150,000, right? The Cabriolet, easily 200. A few more years down the road, the coupe might be 60 grand, you know, 60,000 or 70,000, but the Cabriolet might still be within the realms of 90. Yeah. What a comfortable car. This car is way more comfortable than my Aston Martin. Seriously. It is a lot more comfortable. In terms of the seating position, the space, the amount of room that I have, even the footwell. So you see, I have size 11 feet. So the footwell of the Aston is rather tight compared to this one. And this one has a full-length footrest. The Aston has like a... The Aston's footrest would suit me well if my feet is like size 9 or 9.5, you know. Yeah, my feet is slightly longer than the footrest. But of course, it's a totally different beast, right? This one, the road surface, all that is isolated because it's meant to deliver comfort. Whereas the Aston is born, the repeat is born from a DB9, which is like a GT supercar, and that car was supposed to let you feel the road, to let you feel everything, you know. The feedback of that car when you're driving it is wonderful. It almost feels like the GT range of Porsches, where you feel the bumps and hops and all that. You feel everything. The kind of road surface that you drive on, you can feel it through the steering. You can even close your eyes, just sit in the car, and you can tell what sort of road surfaces that you are going through now, just from the kind of sound that it allows to permeate the cabin, and the kind of the little vibrations that the car transmits. Is not the fact that the car wasn't structurally strong or whatever. The Aston's VH platform is extremely strong. One example is I was going up a very steep ramp, and then I go up sideways, right? There are zero squeaks coming up from the car. You know, the whole car feels like one solid milled, um, very very strong, structurally strong uh, chassis or the body. Whereas this or my previous S4 can never be compared. My S4, right, when I go up those really steep ramps, if I go up sideways, right, I can hear a little bit of the, you know, can hear a little bit of squeak, which luckily I don't in the RS6. So yeah, man. I love everything about this car. It has speed, it has analog dials, which I like, and BMW was the very first one that integrated analog and digital really really well. You know, they only use digital when it's needed to in the speedo cluster. Um, there is a digital panel that forms the lower bottom. I mean, any F10 owners would know. F10 owners, right? The bottom of the cluster is just a wonderful way of integrating digital and analog. And I like traditional BMW dials whereby they are very very clear and easy to read. The legibility of it is really really good. You know, it's so easy to read. One glance and you get the information that you needed. Compared to my RS6, which has all kinds of stuff over there. It looks more fancy, it looks more modern, but in terms of getting the information you want, is just one good example is the new Mercedes-Benz digital cluster. Oh my god, it's as if they don't know what to put. They sort of try to put everything, and it's just a cluster mess. Even though in terms of UI, graphical user interface, is nicely designed. The graphics are crisp, they're nice, they interchange really fast, but in terms of the information that you are expecting it to feed you is everywhere. Alright, so I've always liked this about BMWs. Another thing is that for subtle stuffs that people don't notice, let's say my dials now are white in color, as you pass by an underpass, you know, as the light sensor on the windscreen, which controls the front headlamps, when it senses you go into a dark place, the cluster, like, it changes to red color without you noticing it, because it's a nice gradual gradient kind of change from white color text to red color. And then as you go out from the underpass, it will change back to white. It's such a subtle design thing that just shows you the attention to detail that BMW did. Alright, and of course I'm very happy I changed to this Android screen, which allows me to watch YouTube or whatever. I mean, come on, we're not dumb people, right? No one will play a YouTube video and just stick to it, right? But you get so much more to listen to even on YouTube than our local crap stations. You know, most radio stations are crap anyways, except BFM. Others are just utter nonsense, you know, two blokes laughing, and then play you whatever music that whatever everybody is playing. And I only listen to BFM if I ever listen to radio. But the amount of documentaries that you can listen, the amount of news that you can listen to with YouTube is incomparable compared to the normal radio stations we have. And of course, yeah, Spotify, but it gets tiring after a while. So yeah, I love this car. I'm gonna keep it for as long as I could. I think look at my neighbor, look at my neighbor, look at my neighbor, look at that. See that? That's the AMG GT4. Oh, that's a very very expensive, very cool. It's rare, but it's rare because it's overpriced, massively overpriced, right? If Mercedes were to give it a totally different interior from the E-Class, then at least it's something, you know. Just like how an S-Class Coupe has a completely different interior from the S-Class. Different build, different quality, different materials, right? The S-Class Coupe is one rung higher than the normal S-Class that we see every day. But the AMG GT4, apart from the ridiculous price and ridiculous horsepower it has, you're more or less in an E-Class. And an E-Class isn't that big of a difference, I may say, as compared to a taxi in Germany. Anyway, alright, see you guys. Okay, I'm in trouble. I think I did not park the Fiat front enough that I'm now in a situation whereby I have to I'm now in a peculiar situation that okay, I did it, I guess. Such a tight spot. Yes, I did it. Side parking for the win. I didn't park the Fiat front enough, so I'm sort of... Alright guys, see you. Sorry for the long blabber.